Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I call myself a soul therapist. One of my favorite things that I love to do is to help people to understand the collective energy, the energy that impacts each and every one of us. And so I just felt like I had to pop on because there's a lot going on. So I just did my weekly energy reading yesterday. So if you haven't caught that, make sure you catch that. That's gonna fill you in on what's going on in the collective energy and how you can make the most of it. But with all of this solar activity that we have going on right now, I just felt like I've got to pop on. We've got to break this down and talk about this, because I think that so many people, especially those of you who are sensitive to energy, and so many of you are, we're feeling this, and our bodies are processing it in so many different ways. You might be noticing that you feel as though something's going on with the physical body, with your emotional state, with your sleep. There's so many different ways that our bodies process this energy. But what I want you guys to keep in mind is that your body is your greatest intuitive tool. So it's always letting us know what's going on with the energy around us, of the people, of the spaces, of the collective energy. It's always letting us know, it's signaling to us what's going on. And so we tend to process that through the body. And so I'm curious, if you just tune in with your body today, how is it feeling? How are you feeling? Are you feeling like you've been processing a lot of energy? Have you been feeling overwhelmed and you're not quite sure why? So we're gonna break this down. So I wanted to start with just to give you a sense of what's been going on. And so to do that, I kind of want to go backwards and talk about, in recent history, what these solar flares have looked like, because I think that this is going to give you some perspective as to the significance of what's happening here now this week, because it's wild. So bear with me as we go through this. Stick with me, because I'm going to explain all of this and why you're feeling what you're feeling and how we use this and what's going on. So we're going to break all of that down. So I want to first start with the fact that we have been receiving a lot of X-level solar flares. And solar flares, especially the X-level ones, those in more recent years have started to increase, but were pretty much unheard of and very, very rare in the time that was leading up to this. So I want you to just keep that in mind. And so for some perspective, even if we go back to not really that long ago in 2021, over the entirety of the entire year of 2021, we had two X-class solar flares. So the X-class solar flares are the highest level of solar flares. So we had, several M-class flares and things like that, but the X-class, the highest of the highest, we only had two. And then we go to 2022. So over the course of 2022, we had only 7 solar flares. So over that whole year, 7 solar flares. Then we look at 2023 and we see that things are starting to ramp up a bit, right? We're getting a lot of M-class solar flares. So those are pretty significant too. And at one point in time in our history, pretty unheard of. But we had a lot of those. But in 2023, we had 12 solar flares, okay? So we went from 2 to 7 to 12. And so now here we are in 2024. And if I have counted accurately, and I'm not pretending to be an expert on this, but I've been paying attention to this. I have someone that I like to follow on Facebook. Her name is Pat Donworth, and she reports on all of this stuff. I really trust the way that she delivers that information. She delivers it in a way that is, to me, not as dramatic as some people. I see some people take it and make it into this bigger thing than, in my opinion, it needs to be. So I really trust that information. I definitely recommend a follow there. I'll try to put that below. But just over the course, if I have counted this right, over the course of 2024, we're not even a full halfway through the year, we've had 25 so far this year. Now, to make that even crazier, within under a week, this past week, 20 of those 25 X-level solar flares have happened. So I want you to just keep that in mind, because that means that we have been processing so much over the past week, almost more than we have processed in terms of these X-class solar flares over the past 3 years in total. So that's just really wild, right? And on top of that, we've had these, I think like maybe 2 geomagnetic storms over the past week. We have seen that all of this is in very powerful geomagnetic storms, not just anything, but all of this is contributing to people being able to see the aurora borealis around different areas that we wouldn't typically see that. And so there's a lot that's happening. And in my opinion, it's really magical. But before we get into the magical aspect of it, I want to talk about how you guys might be feeling. And let me know, please jump in comments, whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching on the replay. What have you been feeling? What's been going on with your body? What's been going on with your mind? What's been going on in your life? I truly feel like this is a very positive, uplifting, magical time in our collective energy. But you may notice that as we're processing these solar flares, it's feeling very intense. So if I'm accurate, we've had just 2 just today. So I almost bounced out of bed because I woke up, I think it was 4:47, and I was awake, ready to go instantly. And that was the first solar flare. And then we had another one, I believe, around 10:30 this morning. So just today, 2 X-class solar flares, and several, by the way, M-class solar flares, which are the next level underneath that. So lots of stuff. So how are you guys feeling? What are you feeling? Are you noticing that maybe your body is seeming like it's feeling a little bit of anxiety? And I don't, certainly some of us are feeling actual anxiety, right? But I also think that so much of the anxiety that we experience, that we perceive as anxiety, is really just our bodies processing a lot of energy. So keep yourself in check with that. Just kind of notice, am I feeling more anxious? I've noticed, I feel a little bit more anxious. I feel a little more skin crawly. I'm having difficulty with focusing with all of this energy that we're processing, and have been kind of feeling that way on and off, been feeling a lot of buzzing. But sometimes when we have that understanding of that our bodies are processing so much, it helps our brains to understand, oh, I don't need to worry about stuff, or there isn't something that I'm feeling coming, that I'm worried about. It's really just that I'm processing this energy. I've had a couple of people say that they felt this sense of impending doom, and I don't really think that it's impending doom. I actually think we have a lot to look forward to. We have a lot of change coming up as a collective, but we have a lot to look forward to. And so I don't think it's that. I think that we're feeling this energy. So how are you guys feeling this? Are you feeling more? Somebody said yesterday in my video they've been feeling really emotional, and I do feel like there's an emotional detox that can be happening right now. There can be a physical detox that's happening right now. So you may find, I tend to, when my body is detoxing, I process a lot through my throat, and I'm noticing that my voice is scratchy today. So that's part of my detox, but also positive things, right? You might feel more intuitively connected. Are you feeling that intuitive connection? Are you feeling more connected to the people around you, more connected to the world around you? Or are you feeling a little bit less connected, almost like a out of body experience I am having here and there? I'll have these moments where I'm just seeing beyond the illusion of all of this, kind of thinking about the fact that this is all just an illusion, and I'm not really here. I am here, but I'm not really here. And so having a lot of thoughts about that, and just feeling disconnected from the body, feeling like I'm needing to do a lot of work to keep myself more grounded, to keep myself more present here on earth. But that's been a challenge for me. I'll be honest, to find my way back into that grounding through all of this, because we just keep getting hit with what this is, are surges of light, right? We're receiving, we're processing these huge surges of light, of vibration, of energy that are helping to uplift our energy, helping to bring more light into the physical body. So you may find that you're feeling like surges of energy. You might feel more energized. You might feel like these bursts of energy. You might feel really exhausted because your body is processing a lot. You might be noticing that you're feeling like little heart palpitations. I was getting those a lot with the X flares at the end of last week. I was feeling that a lot, or feel like I get this sensation almost like I'm in a pressure cooker, like I'm in some way, shape, or form going to explode, or it just feels intense in somewhere. It just feels like, okay, what's going on? Or you might feel disoriented in some way. You might be finding yourself connecting with a lot of your truth, with a lot of truth around you, because I find that this energy has this tendency to bring truth to the surface as well. So there's a lot going on, and that is by no means an extensive list. But notice what's happening with you, because I find that when we have an awareness of these tend to be my experiences when there's a lot going on with the planetary energy, with the solar energy, those kinds of things. It helps you to recognize it when it's happening, right? Once I noticed that I was starting to feel like the fluttering in my heart and feeling anxiety and like I had too much caffeine and feeling like out of my body and difficulty focusing, I was like, let me just check what's going on with the solar energy, because like we feel it, we know it, right? And so that was my validation, like, yep, okay, so this is exactly what's going on. And last week I posted about it on my Facebook because I felt like people needed to have an understanding of it, because I know you guys are feeling all of this too. So again, let me know in the comments how you're feeling this. If you guys are watching this, by the way, on my YouTube channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. I always love to connect with new subscribers, and it always makes me really happy. If you're watching this on my Facebook, swing by my YouTube and just get yourself subscribed as well. So lots going on, and let what's wanting to come to the surface come to the surface, because it is a cleanse, it is a clearing, right? So if you're feeling more emotional in this energy, let it bring it to the surface and let it clear. I don't think this is gonna last very long where you're feeling overcome with emotion, because I actually feel like there's a lot of positivity and ease and magic that's available to us in this energy. So let's talk about why this is happening. Like, what is this all about? Why am I talking about solar flares? Why is it impacting our bodies? Why are we feeling all of these things? And all of this is about planetary ascension, right? And so what the hell does that mean? Because a lot of people are like, I don't know what you mean. Like, your eyes glaze over, when I start to talk about this stuff. In the simplest of terms, our planet is in the process of receiving more light, of being able to hold more light on the planet, which will result in a higher vibration, which will result in a better experience here on Earth after Earth goes through its ascension, after Earth goes through its detox, after Earth goes through the changes that need to happen in order to allow for it to carry more light. And part of this process and part of the changes that are happening is that in order for us to exist on Earth, to experience Earth in the best ways possible, our physical bodies, our minds need to be able to hold more light as well, right? We need to be an energetic match with the Earth frequency. And the Earth frequency is going up, right? So, and what we want the Earth frequency to go up. We want that because that brings in all of the good stuff, right? A deeper connection to our intuition. It's going to help people to connect more with their intuitive gifts, to connect more with all of these magical things that we're able to do, but we don't know that we're able to do them yet, right? And so it's going to expand that, is going to expand consciousness here on this planet. It's going to wake so many more people up. It already is doing that, right? I do a lot of work with people through their journey of their spiritual awakening, and I'm watching people wake up all the time. I have new people that I'm doing soul therapy work with all the time who are navigating through this process and who are wanting to figure out how do I get to the other side of this, or what is this? How do I make the most of this? Or what is the work that my soul is calling for me to do through this journey? So many people are waking up, and so many people are connecting with their gifts. And more importantly, so many more people are connecting with the energy of love, of divine love. And so the direction that this is heading is for us to connect with divine love and to be able to offer that here in this world. And so divine love is different from romantic love. Divine love is God's love. It's the love of the universe. It's this beautiful, incredibly magical love, right? It's God's love. And so we're learning how to hold more of that. We're learning how to connect more with that. And we're learning how to love each other better. Because divine love is unconditional love, right? Whereas romantic love, family love, all of that, usually there are conditions. And so we're learning to do that. And so this is about bringing more love onto the planet. And when there's more love onto the planet, guess what goes away? All of the stuff that we think about that's heavy, that's hard, that we hate. And this is a big journey, right? This isn't going to happen. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and the entire planet is connected with divine love, right? But this is about bringing that Christ consciousness that is within all of us. It's about activating it. It's about allowing for that. And through that process, we all feel more connected. And as we all feel more connected, we all treat each other better. And we treat Earth better. And so it's this really beautiful journey. And so this is so important. And so for so many years, spiritual leaders and teachers have been talking about planetary ascension. And we get to see it happening now in real time. And these solar flares are evidence of that. What's happening in your body, what's happening in your experience is evidence of that. Tell me that you don't feel different today than you felt a month ago. You're a different person. This is like peeling away the layers of the bullshit that we've built up around us, the armor that we've built up around us. It's allowing us more and more to connect with who we were created to be, our authentic selves, because God made us perfect exactly as we are. So there's this whole process that's happening, and it's really, really beautiful. I'm curious, are you guys noticing? Are you feeling it? Do you feel different? Let me know in the comments. Do you feel different than you did a month ago? Do you feel like you're honoring yourself better? Do you feel like you're more connected to your truth? Do you feel like you're listening to yourself more? Do you feel like you made progress in the areas that you've been wanting to make progress in? And we're always a beautiful work in progress, so you're never going to get to that final destination because the destination keeps changing. So that's not a realistic expectation, but we do want to notice and recognize the growth and the movement and the development that's happening. And get excited because this is a really, really beautiful thing. So I love this journey that we're on. And so we can say, I don't want to be signed up for this anymore. This is too much, right? And it's a lot. I want to acknowledge that it can be very much a lot. But you knew what you were getting into when you came here to Earth during this time. And you're part of an important plan. Part of what I see is that it's like the Earth is slowly starting to light up through the frequency that people are holding. And so together we're lighting up the world. And together we're all holding and carrying different frequencies that the Earth is needing to support this journey. So yes, we're receiving it, but we're also giving that light. We're also an important piece of that. I always hear like people being sent to their posts, right? We're being put in our places in order to allow this process that's happening, and you're part of that, and that's important. So pay attention to how you feel called to be of service as well, and that might be as simple as you feel called to hold the door for somebody as they're going into a building or something. It doesn't, people make purpose bigger than it needs to be, but can we just watch and let ourselves be shown those little purposeful moments, those opportunities to connect, to help, to serve, every day throughout the day. And so you might not have one purpose, one thing that you're here to do. I don't think that most people do have just one thing. It's like, how am I being called to serve today? And that's how I start my day every single day, is I ask for that. Please, God, show me how I can be of service today. And then I watch and I listen and I pay attention and I let that be led. So I invite you guys to do the same thing, because that's becoming more and more important with every passing day. I mean, this week alone, just absolutely crazy. 20 solar flares over the course of a week, if I counted that accurately. But if not, give or take a couple, right? So powerful. But what do we do about this, right? Because also we're here having a human experience, we're having a spiritual experience, but we're also having a human experience. So like, what do we do when it feels too overwhelming, when it feels like it's too much? And part of that is going to be in just remembering what this is all for. And that's why I took the time to make sure that I covered all that. What is this all for? And remembering that, and remembering the beautiful process, and remembering that it's exciting to be a part of it. That you are a crucial piece of this puzzle, and you came here for a reason. You came here with a purpose, and this is a really important time to be alive. So that piece of that, right? And that's really beautiful to lean into that. And again, to notice where you're feeling called to be of service, because that is where you're being given your piece of the puzzle, and to let that be led. But also doing those things that help you to feel grounded. I really love, in times like this, I have running in the background in my office right now, 7.83 hertz. That is the frequency of the earth, or at least for now it is. And it will help to connect you again to your body, to the earth, to feel balanced, to feel grounded. I would just like have it running in the background, in your home, in your office, just so that that is pumping that frequency out. There's all kinds of great YouTube recordings, totally free, that you can connect with, that will give you that. They even have ones that are for sleep, for nighttime. So they're 8 hours, 12 hours recordings of this frequency. That's going to help to bring you back into balance. Get outside, get your feet on the earth. Bare feet on the earth, even better. But get out there for a walk, get out there for a hike. Make sure that you're doing those things that your body is needing. Make sure you're moving the body. Moving the body helps you to be connected to the body, but it's also helping you just burn off any excessive energy. And then I want you to just take some time and tune in with yourself and say, what do I need right now? What would be helpful for me? Do I need to meditate? Do I need to go for a walk? Do I need to move? Do I need to have a conversation? Do I have an important truth that's coming through and I have to have this conversation? Do I need to have some fun with my friends? Do I need to do something to balance myself out? Do I need to take a bath and cleanse my energy in that way? Whatever that is for you. And maybe it's a list of several things. Maybe it's not just one thing, but can we regularly be checking in with ourselves as we're going through this? Because this is totally unprecedented. It's totally different from what we've been through. And I talked about all of the X-class solar flares that we've had going on, and I think it was either Friday or Saturday, maybe it was Monday, I'm not sure. Again, not an expert on this, right? Just reporting the things that I've read and I've seen, that I've researched on it. But we had the largest, most powerful X-class solar flare that we've had in this 11-year solar cycle. That's important. This is important. This is big stuff. So take care of yourself. We just got done on the other side of some really intense and I think really challenging energy in the month of April. And I think that the collective energy in May is great. And I think that there's frequencies that we can be tuning into that are powerful, that are wonderful, that are moving things along, that are showing us what we need to be doing to keep leveling up, right? It's like this call for us to be leveling up right now. But we also have to make sure that we're taking the time to honor what we're needing as human beings, that we're taking care of ourselves as we're navigating this, because all of this is a lot. So let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know how you've been receiving this energy. I would love to hear. I just want to kind of like see that collection of lists, and I'm sure that as you share that, other people will see that in comments also and say, yeah, I feel that too, right? So I'm sure there's lots of things on your list that I've missed as I described all that. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what's going on for you. But this is all part of a significant level up for you personally, but also collectively. So take advantage of that. And if you haven't watched my weekly energy reading yet that I posted yesterday on my YouTube and my Facebook, make sure you check that out, because that's where I'm talking about what's going on with the weekly energy, how you can make the most of it. Basically, I teach every week how you can master the energy. And that's important, right? How do you master the energy for the week? It's like a cheat code for navigating the week. And specifically, one of the things I was talking about is paying attention to how the universe is coaching you right now. And what is it asking you to release? What is it asking you to start? And I would choose, if I were you, one thing to let go of that you know isn't serving you. It might be a habit. It might be part of your routine. It might be just like something that you know, maybe it's a physical item that you need to let go of. And then one thing that you're going to bring into your world this week. Again, a habit, something added onto your routine, but what are you choosing to release and what are you choosing to replace it with? This is about replacing it with something better. This is about letting yourself be better, but it's the choice to be better. This energy is only going to support that. This energy is only going to support you in leveling up, in mastering your life, and mastering this energy, and mastering yourself. This is what the fuck we came here to do. And this is amazing, and I love it, and I'm excited about it. So I hope you guys are excited about it too. So claim it. Let me know in the comments that you're claiming it, okay? All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I will see you soon with another video. Take care.